Hi everyone. In this video we will go over the difference between discrete and continuous data in Tableau and how we deal with them. So now when we actually drag and drop or double click on any of those variables in the dimensions versus the measures, those are, as we say, the measures represent the continuous variables and the dimensions refer to the discrete variables. So when we actually double click, let's say, on shipping cost, which is a continuous variable, the color for this, it creates a pill. This pill is in green color. So the green color refers to the continuous types of variables or pill. And let me click, let's say, on order priority. Let me drag it and put it here in the columns. So order priority, which is a discrete pill, actually it is in blue color. So now the blue color refers to the discrete pills and the green color refers to the continuous pills. So as we have already learned about the difference between categorical variables versus continuous variables, categorical variables basically are used, and we use them when we want to group by or we want to drill down. So if you notice that if I double click on shipping cost, I will get an aggregate value because it is a continuous variable. So automatically Tableau provides us with aggregate value when we deal with a continuous pill. So that's just gonna have to differentiate between what we mean. So shipping cost, now I have shipping cost. However, if I use a discrete variable, actually I use it to group by or to drill down. So let's say order priority. Now I am drilling down for each of these category, what is the shipping cost. So I have that, you got the idea here. So measures come out, measures which is continuous usually come out as into the view as aggregates, while the discrete, they come as they are. Now let's see also in other ways. So most of the time those dimensions variables that are discrete, they are categorical variables most of the time. And measures are also most of the time are continuous variables, but we can also make some of those continuous variables, we can make them categorical or dimensions. So you can actually right click on this guy and convert them into discrete or convert them into dimension, and they will appear actually in the dimension section. So let's just look at this example here. We have the sum of shipping cost. I can just double click on it. I can change it into a dimension. Let's say this is how it will look like, or I can actually convert it into discrete. So now you will see the color, it changed into blue because it is now a discrete variable or categorical variable. So I hope you got the idea about this. Now let's look at an example. Let's look at the axis versus label. So in this case, let me add a new sheet, and in this example where we want to explain the difference between axis versus label, let me drag the order date. So order date, I will drag it and drop it in the column area. So now it is a blue pill because it is a categorical variable. Now I will try to add another continuous variable such as profit, and I'll put it here in the rows section, and I want to change this, instead of a line graph or chart, I want to change it to a bar chart. So now I want to actually rotate it, so I will rotate it, click on this guy. It looks much better this way. So now actually I was able to create, as soon as I add the continuous variable, the x and y axis actually they appear. But before I did that, it was not clear. So now you get the idea. So now let's go on and see what else we can do here in addition to access versus label. Now let me add a new sheet, and in this sheet I will drag the order date into the column, and I will add, or I'll drag also the market. So in the previous example we added one continuous and one dimension and one measure, one continuous and one categorical. Now in this example we will add both categorical or both dimensions, so the year or the date, order date, and the market. So I'll drag the market into the rows. Now as you can see here, now I have two categorical variables and they form a cross tabulation, as you can see here. Now I will need to drag a continuous variable into the color. In this case, let me drag the shipping cost into color. Now I have created a heat map. So this is really nice. It shows me exactly here. The darker blue means the higher the shipping cost. So in 2014 the shipping cost for this particular region was high. And so now let's move on and discuss filtering. So now let me go back to the bar chart that I just created earlier, and now let me filter on the discrete bill. So the discrete bill here is the date, order date. Actually I can click on this plus sign and it will add actually those guys. It will add, as you can see, every year in one category. So every year is one category by itself. Now let me see what else I want to do. I want to drag, so I want to drag the market as filter. So I'll drag market into the filters, and I want to select all, click OK, and I will need to select this guy and show filter. So I want to show the filter here. So as you can see, I can select and unselect based on what I really want to look at. So now that's when I add a discrete filter, so I can just select and unselect. On the other hand, if I added a filter that is a continuous variable, then it's going to be kind of a drag as a measure. So let me drag as a filter here discount. So I'll drag discount and drop it into filters. So now it is asking me, how do you want to filter? I will select all values and say next, and then I'll say OK. So now it is I need to show filter. As you can see here, it is kind of in a scale. So see, as soon as we add or we increase the discount, basically the profitability goes down, which makes sense. So that usually so that was the example for filtering if we are using discrete versus continuous or measures. Now let's discuss coloring and mapping in Tableau. So let's have a quick overview of this topic, and we are actually going to discuss it in a little bit more details later on in one of the videos next time. So let me add the new sheet, and in this sheet let me double click on the country, because the country will give me the world map. So double clicking on it gives me actually the world map. Now I can actually drag a numeric measure such as profitability or profit into color. So now it tells me actually the dark blue is the most profit country or country that in the world, and the more orange the less, or actually where we are losing money. So as you can see here, the least that we are losing a lot of money in Turkey, and We are making the most profit in the United States. So as you can see here. Now let me add another example. I can add actually another continuous variable into the size. Let me add discount into the size. So I'll drag it and drop it on size. So now as you can see, the highest discount was given actually now you can see that the United States, it shows us the discount and the profitability. So the United States is the most profitable, and the least profitable is Turkey. And you can see how much is the profit and how much is the discount. Discount is very high in Turkey, versus in the United States also the discount is even higher. But you get the idea here, how to create a map using those dimensions and categorical versus continuous variables. So now let's just continue and discuss and talk about the continuous versus discrete dates. So dates can be actually brought into the view as either way, either continuous or discrete. So we can use them as categorical variable or as a continuous variable based on the way we format them, and based on the color that we see based on Tableau. So let me create a new sheet in this case, and let me start by double clicking profit. As you can see here, we have an aggregate value for profit. Now let me bring order date into column. As you can see here, we have a nice line diagram, and we can see here the discrete pill for order date and the continuous for some profits. Now I can actually click on drill down by clicking on the plus sign for the year. So now you can see that I have more every year actually is in one category, and I have a separate line for it. Now I can go to analytics and drag and drop trend line, and so as you can see here that I have trend line. So that was the way we looked at it, but also now we can actually take away the quarter. Let me just take it away, and then let me take away also the trend line. So now as you can see here, we have still we can change this from a discrete, means from a categorical type of variable for date, we can change it to a continuous. So to do that, what we will need to do is to right click on this guy, and here this is very important, so you need to remember this. So you will see that we have a duplication. You have year, quarter, month, day, more, and then you have also here year, quarter, month. So why is this duplication? Because actually the first section of dates here refers to discrete types of variable for date, and this one refers to the continuous type of variable. So remember this. So those ones here, the top area refers to the discrete or categorical types of date variable, and the last one, or the second category, refers to continuous type of variable, or ratio or interval date variable, you can say. So basically this is a continuous or a measure, and this is a discrete or dimension variable. So I will select year. So now you will see that we have a longer line, and also the color of this pill changed to green, which means now it is reading it as a continuous. So now we can just drag this trend line, and you got it now. So now it is reading it as a continuous. So that's all for today, and I'll see you later.